color. Vibes. Dead man.
Oh, thank God I got through.
Where are you?
No idea. I'm seeing tanks and soldiers. The uniforms date back over a century. World War II era, I suspect. Did you see the man leading the soldiers?
No.
I think it's the guy you told us about.
The born and bred warrior asshole who's gunning for BB?
He must be our ticket home, right?
Don't ask me. This is only my second time. And without BB, he'll be hard to find.
Lucky for you, I've got BB here in tip-top shape, just waiting for you. Where should we meet?
Is there anything unusual or distinct near you?
I'm in the sewers. Hang on. I can see a tower through a hole. A square tower, right above my position.
Gotcha. I'll find it and search for a sewer entrance. Can you sit tight for now?
Gladly. I won't move an inch.
Yeah, well, if I'm slow, you might have to.
What?
That warrior asshole. He wasn't after me. He was after BB.
Fuck me.
Right. If he's looking for anyone, it's you.
Oh no. Hurry the hell up, Sam.
Keep it together. I'm on my way. And don't hook up BB either. You'll lead him straight to you.
Oh boy.
Not that you would, since you hate them.
I just did because I was scared to death.
Disconnect, now.
Already done.
Don't let him take BB.
How? If he shows up with his soldiers, what do you expect me to do? Fight back? If I have to choose between BB and myself, well...
You won't. I'm ending the call.
Sam, it's not easy being me. No wife, no children, no friends. And so I sought solace, sought company in the dead. Over time, I made them a part of me. 70% of who I am today. But meeting you has opened my eyes. You're very special, Sam. over here. Sam.
Lou.
The little one should be working again. Let me see. Oh, well then. Maybe this is a special beach for soldiers who died in battle.
Maybe we should get the hell out of here.
Yes.
I'm surprised. I thought you would have abandoned BB by now.
Discard precious hardware? Never. So, do you still share memories? I see.
Stay here. Seems like I got other memories to tend to. I'm taking him down as you get us both out of here.
You know, Sam, I'm starting to understand why BB is so important to you.
Huh?
It's just a tool. Life and death are supposed to be irrelevant. But we've got attached to each other all the same, haven't we?
Kid's not just a tool. Name's Lou.
Lou, huh? That's a good name.
need reinforcements. Forward.
I want my baby back.
Gauge on sight.
Where's my baby?
We need reinforcements. Forward.
I was born. Fight. Where's my baby?
Light him up. We need reinforcements! Go!
I want my baby back. My dear baby.
Hands back on, boys!
This is all my fault. I should never have put you in that prison.
Lou.
How's little Lou doing?
No response.
Well, look at that. The child's taking a shine to me. You two were out cold, so I had you brought here. You were right. Whatever you did back there returned us to our own world. I put your cargo and gear in your private box. You slept for a whole day, you know. Slept like the dead. I'm already back in Capital Knot. Fragile's beach has been coming in handy. Sam, I owe you an apology. Lou was the name you were going to give your own baby if he'd had made it. I should have pieced it together sooner.
Don't know what you're talking about.
I found some records from 10 years ago. A death, sudden, in the middle of a town. Young woman in the prime of her life. Nobody knew until it was too late. A void out. Her husband, who was a member of Bridges, had dooms. He tried, but he couldn't get to her in time. The whole town was wiped off the map, leaving nothing but a big crater and him. Because he was a repatriate. People wanted answers. Did the man hide his wife's body on purpose? The only survivor was the only suspect. He was easy to blame, and people did. And pretty soon, they were blaming Bridges too. The man felt responsible, so he left. And his wife, who died, her name was Lucy. She'd been pregnant, poor woman. They were going to name their son Lou.
Didn't happen.
But it did. President Strand told me. She talked about you all the time. He didn't have to cut all ties and walk away, she said.
You wanna shut the fuck up?
Calm down, Sam. Take a seat. I told you before about my body. 70% harvested from cadavers. Do you want to know the real reason why? Because the story you've heard is one I made up. The truth is, I'm Frankenstein's monster. Artificial, grown from pluripotent stem cells. And when that vital spark didn't manifest in all my organs, they replaced the defective ones with those of the dead. I never had a birthday. I'm a soulless meat puppet. No car, a dead man. People born the traditional way have beaches. You have one. BB too. But I have no such connections. No mother. No afterlife. No beach. You see now why I'm so obsessed with it all? Why I joined Bridges? The battlefield. Now that was an awful beach. But strangely, I didn't hate it. Because I knew you were coming for me. I've never felt that before. Connected to someone, anyone. You didn't have to cut all ties and walk away. The president was right about that much.
Wasn't anything to walk away from. It's not like I was ever welcome there.
Come on, even I was welcome. Oh, that. You were holding it. It's an old dog tag, US issue. Wasn't easy prying it out of your hand. Clifford Unger, as you can see. I looked him up in our database. Found a match. He was US Army Special Forces. Fought in Kosovo, Iraq, Afghanistan.
That's him.
Well, that's all I've managed to dig up so far. You must be caked in chiral matter from the battlefield. Time for a shower, I'd say. Oh, I won't be joining you this time. The Die Hardman issue is no longer a concern. I've seen to it that our conversations won't be recorded.
Sam, do you copy? As you might have suspected, time here stopped while you two were on that battlefield. If my thinking is correct, the dimension to which you traveled is a kind of beach. To explain a little, our bodies, our ha, all occupy the same world, but our souls, our ka, have beaches all their own. These beaches are given form inside our brains by our beliefs, religion, philosophy, and so forth. As a result, a beach can be anything, and those anythings form a multiverse. However, if many people die at once, their beaches can become entangled, creating a strand field. This phenomenon is exacerbated in wartime by omnipresent feelings of resentment and despair. Beaches are more easily and frequently entangled. On such a beach, exits vanish and experiences cycle endlessly. Picture it like a record player. The needle skips, playing the same phrase again and again. They're fighting a battle that has no beginning or end. Round and round it goes. Now, the battlefield you visited was in Eastern Europe in World War II. Which is strange, given that the man you encountered, Clifford Unger, played no part in that conflict. I can't explain it, but if you can connect me to the chiral network, who knows what we might discover.
EX grenade number 0.
Still there, Sam? If so, I have a request. When you're ready, head upstairs to the delivery terminal.
Tired, huh?
Can I help you? Holy shit. John, is that you?
What are you doing here?
My wife's checked in. They don't want to repeat of last year.
I'm so sorry. I didn't know you were perfect.
Beginning scan. Scanning Bridges ID. Verifying ID. Clear. All weapons will remain locked until departure. All clear. Welcome, Sam.
Sam, the west side of that region is covered by a massive tar belt. Beyond it is Edge Knot City, the last bastion of civilization you'll find that far out. It's your final destination. Once you use the Cupid to connect it, the chiral network will span the entire continent. The rebirth of America is so close. And remember, that's where Amelie is being held captive. We need you to bring her home safely. But before you cross the tar belt, there's one more knot we need you to tie. Hartman will help you get it done.
Sam, I'd like for you to bring me a few things. First, the dog tags you took from that soldier. Tuck them away in a pocket so you don't misplace them. Second, Mama's corpse. Her body shows no signs of necrosis, and I, for one, would like very much to know the reason why. Closer study may yield information that could prove instrumental in helping us to overcome the Death Stranding. Suffice it to say,
1 minute remaining.
I don't have much time. See to your preparations. I'll be waiting. You'll find an official order on the terminal.
All right, Sam. Take care of her. And don't worry, she won't go necro. Millingan's special. Be funny if these Ha of ours ended up being the key to saving us all.
Order assigned. for your contribution.
There we go. Okay, just a bit further now. There we go. Pull up. Let's get going. I'm sorry, Lou.
Hey, Sam. Look, I'm, sorry to impose on you once again, but we wouldn't ask if it wasn't important. Okay, great. The cargo's intact. Thanks, Sam. You're an inspiration to all of us.
Good work. New order available. Please access delivery terminal for... Order assigned. Rest in mind. Keep on keeping up. Weapons restrictions lifted. Have a pleasant journey. Danger. Danger. Present scan. Scanning bridges ID. Verifying ID.
Keep on keeping on.
Decontaminating suit.
Keep on keeping on.
Rest is advised. Porter Bridges.
Hey, Sam. Welcome back. Tough journey as always, I bet. Wow, you really took great care of everything. I mean, honestly, you'd be hard-pressed to call this anything less than perfect. Thanks, Sam. You're an inspiration to all of us.
Good work. New order available. Please access delivery terminal. Weapons restrictions lifted.
In the middle of the dark-lit, weightless street, stands the shadow of a man shaped just like me. My curiosity keeps me confused. Still I stand here on my own, with nothing left to lose.
Beginning scan. Scanning the bridges ID. Verifying ID. Clear. Weapons
The rain I don't accept, wash away my
Welcome,
sins.
Sam Porter Bridges.
Simply trouble my walk home and my spirit. Because I never said no or put up a fight. And I'm emotionally dead.
Delivery complete. Displaying performance evaluation. Request to join UCA. Registered. Awaiting Cupid connection. Please proceed into the facility with the cadaver. Good work. Please proceed into the facility.
Thermal pad. Indispensable gear for cold weather operations. Especially useful when traversing snow-capped mountains.
Keep on keeping on.
Registering shock. Stand clear.
Hiya! We back at it with another review over Chapter 7. Chapter 4 was titled Unger, and then this chapter is titled Clifford. I liked how we are given dear old dad's last name first instead of the first name first. In some cultures, this would be the normal way to introduce yourself. I really like the fact his full name was separated between the chapters to keep dear old dad's identity a mystery for a bit longer, instead of giving us everything all at once. The scene opens up once again with mud, some crabs littered about, and that creepy doll. We have a witness to this war zone we've all been brought to as Deadman walks into the scene looking like a man who is dead and also freaked the heck out on what he is currently seeing. Deadman then turns toward the entrance of the sewers with that creepy doll just floating down the tar water near dear old dad's location. The same setup is seen with the 4 soldiers surrounding our war-torn dad, and the creepy doll stops right near his leg, which I think lets him know that his precious BB is near. I see Daryl Sam getting his quick little nap in before being so rudely awakened to part 2 of this ongoing war battle. Deadman contacts us to let us know he is also with us somewhere nearby and thankfully still alive. Well, for a dead man, that is. He also informs us that he has seen the leader of the pack of soldiers, which of course we know as dear old dad. Now, when Daryl Sam responds with this,
"The born and bred warrior asshole who's gunning for BB."
I loved every word he had to say. I told y'all before that Daryl Sam does not hold back what he thinks, and my soul was aligned with him on that statement. Next, we have to find Deadman to get our lovable Lou back. The description of the area that Deadman gives is really detailed, which I appreciate, with all the chaos surrounding us. I didn't like that Deadman said he would choose himself over my dear BB. He is literally a man who is dead, so he shouldn't be clinging to life as he is. But even though he is only made up of 70% of dead people, I see dead people. We are slowly turning his viewpoints around on being connected with others, and that is a win in my book. After that interaction, I had to find that sewer entrance with the quickness. My first playthrough, I was blown all over the place, so y'all get the more polished version somewhat this time around. It did take me a hot minute to find the correct entrance into the sewer, but I was able to get it after being faked out by that other gated sewer entrance. Once I entered the sewers, I had a weird deja vu, almost like I was in that first scenario in Resident Evil Outbreak. I had to try to see if I could climb back out after entering just to check if it was an option. Nothing wrong with double checking your exit routes in case we need them. Our scanner can also be used as a flashlight, which I thought was pretty sweet to have a function like that, and a necessity in this case as well, along with using the compass feature to navigate the sewer system. The first time of me going down here, I was just bumping into everything because I barely used the compass in the regular version of this game, so I did miss out on a lot of the gore which we are seeing now. I almost thought for a quick second I was playing a Plague Tale for a moment. I know I just learned how to turn on my scanner light, and I already neglected to use it after that little tutorial, but it's all good because your girl got Supergirl vision over here, and I just happen to love walking through the darkness, y'all. Anyway, I finally make it to Deadman hiding out in what looks to be another sewer passage behind some bars that just happened to be big enough to pass my lovable Lou back to us. Yes, it would have been just my luck if we had to backtrack to get my BB back, which thankfully we did not have to do here. Deadman points out that this could be a beach for soldiers who unfortunately passed away during the war. And once again, Daryl Sam makes a comment my soul is in agreement with.
Maybe we should get the hell out of here.
Less talking and let's get back to the action. And Deadman knew better than to leave my BB behind, even though he wants to disguise it as him not wanting to leave behind equipment. I know that he grew attached to my lovable Lou as well. Deadman asks if we still share memories after he fixed up our BB, to which Daryl Sam doesn't say anything, but he nods in the negative. It's obviously too soon to tell here, and we are on a beach right now, so I didn't think much of it right here and now. This game is teaching us that nothing is ever just a tool, and that everything has meaning in life. Deadman will do well to remember our BB's name, or else his big old head will get stuck in that sewer gate we see right here. Like father, like son. Whoops, was that too soon, y'all? So we see dear old dad just chilling at the top of the tower before it seems like he senses the greatness of Daryl Sam, our lovable Lou, and yours truly. I swear that Papa Unger's entrances are memorizing to see each time. Once I regained control of Daryl Sam, I had a lot of hurt from the first war against dear old dad, and you know how the pain just sits with you when you get killed over and over and over against a big boss in a game. And last time I felt this way was against Ornstein and Smoke, and I even had help against that boss battle. It was just tragic, y'all. Shout out to Fran Biz, because it would have took me forever more to get through Dark Souls. Praise the sun, you already know. So going into this fight, once again I overdid it and over prepared.
Funeral service is well prepared.
I still had my guns ablazing just in case, but all you really need are the custom hematic grenades and you should be good to go. Even dear old dad knows the jingle, y'all.
I want my baby back.
I want my BB, my BB, my BB. I want my BB, my BB, my BB. Everybody wants a piece of my BB. So in this go around, however, I forgot they shoot those darn rocket launchers at you. And if I didn't have my golden armor looking like a version of Supersonic, well, in this case, it's Super Daryl Sam. And also, if I didn't have my high capacity blood bags, I'm fairly certain a rocket launcher hit would be a one-shot kill for me. So luckily that didn't happen, and I went through this whole war scene without dying, not a one time. I was super nervous going in, thinking it would be like the first war battle against dear old dad, but nope, it was actually pretty fun this time. The open area really helped me out compared to that trench warfare I went through before. I was too happy to finally get this battle done and over with. I had to hit y'all with a quick camera spinneroonie. Dear old dad makes some interesting statements here, with saying it was his fault that he put BB in the pod and compared the pod to a prison. So when he said that, it was weird to hear that there may have been a choice that BB did not have to be in the incubation container. Dear old dad then notices the astronaut figurine dangling from the bottom of the pod and makes his grab for our lovable Lou once again. But our Daryl Sam was ready for him this time, and we snatched his chain up, y'all. This time, when we get the flashback, it's not through the eyes of BB, but instead through Daryl Sam's eyes of our dear old dad wearing the dog chain we just ripped off. And when we get into the vision of days past, it seems like he is upset about something here, and then what looks to be a jacket is thrown over the BB's pod while a group of men is heard trying to break into the room. I took this as a continuation of dear old dad's fated escape attempt, so stay tuned in, y'all, to see how this turns out. I ain't gonna lie, even I kind of forgot how this turns out since it's been a good minute since I played this section. So with that, I completed the main objective of this chapter titled Clifford, and not the big red dog, y'all. I suppose there is some similarity between them, as dear old dad is a dog of the military. Now I thought I would get that good old S rank for this battle since I didn't die, but of course the damage taken was counted towards this grade, and those rocket launcher hits I took did not help out whatsoever. But it's all good. We survived to live another day, or die another day. Daryl Sam then wakes up in a safe room, and our BB is back as expected. Now, when Daryl Sam walks up to check on our lovable Lou, there are some BT handprints on the outside of the pod, and suddenly our BB starts shaking. I'm over here thinking that the beach wants our BB back, our dear old dad is back to wreak revenge on us all, but nope. Once again, this is another fake out scene here, y'all. So after we wake up for real this time, Daryl Sam goes right back to check on BB. But if it were me, I would have exit stage right on out that door. All is good, thankfully, and Deadman comes in and finally remembered our BB's name this time, y'all. We making progress on him. And heck yeah, he owes us an apology, and not just any I'm sorry. I want him to grovel and plead for our forgiveness. I guess I'll let it slide since he did haul us over to this safe room and even put our equipment in the private locker. So you're good, Deadman. It's all good. We then learned from Deadman that Lou was the name that was to be given to Daryl Sam's son. This just made my heart break all the way, y'all, when I first learned this fact. I did wish that Deadman would drop the subject, as he keeps rambling on about his past traumas. Just seeing the look on my Daryl Sam's face as Deadman detailed each negative event really made me want to make him an actual Deadman, y'all. Clearly, Daryl Sam doesn't want to talk about it, so please, for the love of all, just stop. Yes, I would like to know more about Daryl Sam, but in a more natural way instead of it being spewed out in this way. So again, with Daryl Sam saying this,
let's shut the fuck up.
In fact, I don't think Deadman heard you, Daryl Sam. Don't worry, I got you. He needs some more of that.
I guess that means you need to shut the fuck up. That's what I do if I don't have no army. I would fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Now, Deadman is giving us a sob story about how the tale he told us back in dear old dad's land was make-believe, and he wants to let us know what he really is made up of, which he says are these type of stem cells. So I did some light research if this was possible, and the only thing I found were that the stem cells that are pluripotent can self-renew. So that helps in possibly developing medicine to treat people with a weakened stem cell, like those who have Parkinson's or have spinal injuries. So they could do stem cell therapy and hopefully regain some functionality. Now, on if these type of cells can grow a human, I did not see any articles or research on that yet. It may already be in the works and the data isn't available to the public at this time. Y'all let me know if you find anything out about this, because I'm too invested now that I found out about this. Deadman lets us know that before the war scene with dear old dad and friends, he was never concerned with being too connected with people. But for some reason, he wasn't tripping out on the beach at all because he knew our Daryl Sam was on the way. This was too sweet to hear and warmed me all up inside just to see the connection building between these two here. The line that Deadman says here,
"You didn't have to cut all ties and walk away."
This one sentence hit me harder than y'all will ever know, because I did the exact same thing Daryl Sam did and cut ties off with my parents for some years. I won't get too deep in the reasons why, but family stuff can be complicated. It's all good now. We are speaking at least nowadays. So now that we have Daryl Dad's dog tags identifying him fully and the wars that he has been involved in, which took place way after both of the World War beach scenes that we fought him in. So at this point of the game, it was vague to me on how this could be. All that chattering they were doing, and my Daryl Sam is all caked up in that tar mess. So yeah, let him get a chance to wash off. That would have been the very first thing I did after making sure my BB is straight after that nightmare scene. Thank you, Dead Man, for not joining us this time, making the shower go haywire with all that extra weight you added. And I still don't trust him or Die, regardless of him saying he handled the situation. I want to know exactly how you made it no longer our concern. So it's something I'm still keeping in the back of my mind. So during our wash up, Daryl Sam is interrupted once again. And I don't like all this talking while in the shower thing they have going on here. Let the man be in peace for just a moment after what we went through. Hartman has no heart for this, but he does clarify some things for us with the ha and ka terminologies used throughout the game, which I did appreciate the further breakdown he gave with that, as well as some more information about how beaches may be created, which does make perfect sense in times of war. I wondered if this would have also been the case in a type of mass outbreak like what we went through recently back in 2020 with that pandemic. After all the heavy conversations we just had, I had to read some emails, and I told y'all before not to forget to read these if you have the time. Plus, it is a fairly easy trophy to get. Also, I inspired the mountain man and his wife to name their son after Daryl Sam, though they did forget to put the Daryl in front of the Sam. You catch so many little details that you wouldn't know otherwise. And of course, I'm late to the party, y'all, with not knowing the cosplayer and the spiritualist were twins as well. I am so glad I replayed this game so I can catch up on what I'm seeing right here. So I did go back to an earlier save and fabricated some different equipment for my backpack before that battle with dear old dad. Like I said earlier, I did overdo it with everything I brought along, but for me, nothing is ever too much. For the last battle, this may be my go-to setup with a spare ammo container and just a whole lot of grenade pouches. Y'all know since my lovable Lou is back, I had to switch up my colors. I'm feeling yellow is the best choice for how I was feeling. The yellow color on my BB pod wasn't doing it for me, so this green color was the perfect choice to make my dear Lou sparkle. We got a BB story here, and Daryl Dad is seen here with Die, cause it's obviously him here with his old box head self. I believe this is the first time in the game where we learn that Die's name is John, so now I may call him Die John. Well, that didn't come out right. I'll just stick with Die as his name suits him better. We learned that dear old dad's wife has been in the hospital before, so it did make me curious as to what made this time so different. Some more interesting details come out about the two men, and dear old dad's is Die's captain. So we now know Die should know more about who dear old dad is, since he may have been involved in a few of the wars in the Middle East. I don't know why Die apologized here, saying he didn't know she was his wife. So then again, maybe Die may not know dear old dad that well after all. I almost forgot to check in on my figurines now that we completed that battle. There are no new ones added as far as I can tell, and since I did complete that war nightmare without too much difficulty, I'm warming up to the idea of going back so I can get prepared for the next game, because I seen that new trailer and the mini gun battle scenes with humans and BTs I witnessed let me know to get ready for it now. So at the terminal, Die lets us know that we are on our way to the final destination with heading all the way to Edge Knot. so we can bring the entire network online. There is, of course, one more stop along the way. Hartman then chimes in to let us know to bring a few items, which are dear old dad's dog tags, and I don't want to, but I guess we have to bring my mama to where he is located as well. I meant to take the 2 side orders for Sam first before doing the mama delivery to Hartman's lab, but you can't do 2 recovery missions at the same time, which I don't agree with how it conflicts with each other. So I went with the winter clothes delivery first and completely forgot I had selected the delivery mission as well. So me and my mama are together through this next couple orders, however morbid it sounds, I know. But I just want her next to me forever. I do want to know why mama does not go necro and what makes her special in that regard. So me and my mama are on the way to get those winter clothes from near the cabin, and clearly I did not think this through, y'all. This was a complete mess of a pickup, and I should have never had my mama out here like this, exposed to the elements and all that. I was surprised that you can use the rope with having a person on your back. So at least something useful came out of doing this, because here I am thinking it would be a quick pickup and back, but no, it's never truly easy. There should have been an option to set the cargo on the road and then climb onto it. So this was frustrating to say the least, and also why I keep my handy dandy sticky gun with me most of the time. A couple of things that could have made this better was to either bring a floating carrier or the transporter bike, so I didn't have to run part way down the road. And luckily there was this truck just sitting off the road like this, so we can just hop right on in and roll on back down to Mountain Knot. I dropped these clothes off and got an A score on this delivery, which isn't too bad, but it can always be higher. I figured I might as well do this last order for Daryl Sam with getting the memory chip from this BT infested area. I learned my lesson, y'all, so I'm keeping my mama safe and sound in this truck while I go and do my thing, getting this order picked up. I zip on over to the zone where the chip is located, and I wanted to jump off this zip line as soon as I seen it right there, but I held it together because it would be just my luck I jump off and die. So no, I will be playing it as safe as possible. There was only one close call right in front of me here, and thanks to my mama's upgraded cufflinks, I'm not sweating no BT. Well, for now anyway. Again, my sticky gun is literally such a lifesaver. I can forget most all other equipment, but never again will I not have this gun. And I do hope this makes it into the next game, which I don't see why the heck it wouldn't be included, so we shall see soon enough. I got that memory chip and zipped right on back to Mountain Knot to drop this delivery off with that good old S rank on this one, as I deserve. There's also an upgrade to our scanner to use less battery power, which I definitely needed. Now we are on the way to my dear Heart of a Man's location, and I'm just discovering that you can also use the zip line with someone else too. The first time I had to hike up these mountains. Ooh, y'all don't even know the struggle I had before. So to find this out was so very useful. Another vibe-tastic song to chill out to right when I reach Hartman's lab. Y'all know I'ma let you rock out to it a bit, so enjoy.
Stands a shadow of a man shaped just like me. My curiosity keeps me confused.
That song by Lil War is probably my favorite one that I've heard, and I can't wait to hear their new songs in the next game and some of the other artists that are included as well. I have finally arrived to deliver my dear mama, and I know I should have done the other deliveries first before doing this one, because even though my damage was below the 50% mark, I still got an A score on this drop off. So I don't know if time was a factor in this or not, but I I do not agree with this rating I received. Objection! Regardless, we get this place hooked right on up to the network because who's that? We build America. Well, that's Daryl Sam. There is a new equipment for us to check out and wear with the thermal pad being given to us. But this would have been useful to have, I don't know, say a couple chapters ago. Oh well, at least we have them now, so again, it's all good. I believe I used these once before in my first playthrough, so it may be the same amount of use I get in this playthrough. Once we enter the door to where my dear heart of a man is at, there is a bit of a jump scare, and my first thought was this was a mummified BT, but apparently it is a nod to Kojima's earlier planned game of Silent Hills. I unfortunately never got the chance to play the PT, so for those that did, let me know if this is true or not in the comment section. There are countless other objects and items to explore in this room, like the record player. There is a massive skeletal remain right above us, or the photo showing Hartman's family. Before we could go any further, Hartman arises from the dead, and with that, Chapter 7 is completed. Thank you all once again for tuning into my ramblings. This was a chapter I thought I would need to turn the difficulty down to that good old normie level. So that was not the case, and we will see what's up with my dear heart of a man in the next chapter. Right now, I am working out my cycle of games, so upcoming will be another Cafe Enchant, and then Mafia 3. I do have Kiosk coming at you still soon, along with some other games, Resident Evil Outbreak thrown in the mix as well. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe with the little bell jingle tuned on so you stay tuned in, my great people. And as always, much love, much peace, and catch you on the flip side.